want to read a little bit for you from The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's an interesting little paragraph that was very thought-provoking for me. I'll share some of those ideas with you in a minute. He says, time isn't precious at all. What you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. This is precious indeed. The more you are focused on time, past and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing that there is. Why? Why is it the most precious thing that there is? Firstly, because it is the only thing. It is all there is. The eternal present is the space within which your whole life unfolds, the one factor that remains constant. Life is now. There was never a time when your life was not now, nor will there ever be. Secondly, the now is the only point that can take you beyond the limited confines of the mind. It is your only point of access into the timeless and formless realm of being. So this eternal now, this is always a wonderful meditation to have, just to sit and think about the fact that you've never experienced a past. You know, the past is a concept of your mind. It's a slice of a now that you presume once existed, but this now continues to exist, so it hasn't disappeared. This now is the unchanging container of everything that happens. And it's interesting that this now is the I am, which we've talked about at length, the name of God in the Old Testament. It's our isness, our being. That this now is the way out of our bondage. If the tumblers line up perfectly to the now, which means that you completely erase your past, as your story of who you are, that naturally will eliminate a future which is based on past. And it brings you into this moment, the only place where anything can be affected and changed. And so it's always a good idea to stay in the present, to stay here, because to be here is to be with the beloved, with the divine. It's to be free of your story, your samskaras, your karmas. It's to be free of need as it's projected into the future for fulfilling desires. It's the practice of karma yoga, to be fully in this present and to do things for their own sake. Because to be in the moment is to eliminate past and future, which eliminates any idea of causation. So the moment itself is golden, and it's not what you're doing in the moment, it's how you're doing it in the moment. That's where the value of the moment is. To be aware of your divine love, your nature, to be aware of divine wisdom, your nature, and to be in the present, your very being. And through that, we transcend the limitations of our mind. We transcend the limitations of our body. We transcend the limitations of our personality, and we become someone who can love equanimously, not based on conditions, but based on the fact that it's what we are, it's what we do, we love. And through a wisdom that's not metered out in small little relative pieces that have to be referenced through a mind, but an infinite wisdom that's spontaneously available in the moment as it's needed. You will always be supplied what is needed to transcend the moment perfectly, or to spend the moment perfectly, to navigate the moment perfectly. So it's always a wonderful time if you are stressed out, if you're anxious about something, if you're nervous, if you're sad, to sit down and remove yourself from the whole story that tells you whatever condition you're in, and enjoy the moment as it is at this moment. Feel everything. Open to everything. Don't focus on any particular. And investigate the profundity of your being. What is it to exist? What is it that we're experiencing in this moment that contains everything?